Hey everyone, it's TCG Tacos here. I'm here with Ryan Chen, our national champion. How are you feeling today?
Really good.
Yeah, I know you put in like a lot of work this season. What'd you do to prepare for this?
Usually I practice playing online mostly. I like to bounce ideas off of my friends and my teammates on TFE. And then usually as I get closer to the event, usually talk to some of my other friends, like, what do you think the final like 2 or 3 cards are? And then we bounce ideas off of each other.
Okay. So let's go a little bit over the decks right now.
Sure.
We've got one laid out right here. We've got Earth Lightning. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so usually when I like to approach deck building is I like to choose one broken thing that I think is like very broken compared to the rest of the format and try to like start with the core package of that and then refine it. So in this case, it was Chaos Arc X Death because I thought bin removal was going to be super important. And then everything else is kind of like fluff/fill at first as we kind of get closer to the main idea of the deck. So in Portland I played Ice Earth. It wasn't like super good. It felt like it had a bad matchup versus Cat 6, and Sam Prime got second with Rydia. So that's like a proven deck at that point. Like, it's a good deck. So I wanted to play a deck that could beat Cat 6, but also beat Rydia, because if you're playing an Earth deck, you should be able to beat these like other control decks. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't be playing this deck. So I got the tech for the Rydia. We have the Ramu. This is very good for the water matchups. Like, it kills blue worms, it kills tomberries, it kills Rydia. You recur it with Man in Black, and it's an EX, so you can like use Seymour to put it on the top of your deck. And Rydia players like will not. They're gonna put in a super bad spot because like you hit it in, it's gonna kill it for free. If they let you draw it, it's a 1 CP kill spell for a 6 counter Rydia. Like, it's all pretty bad. 3 arcs because, this is 2 deck format. You get 2 chances. Try to make your deck the most powerful it can possibly be, so I always wanted to see my arcs. And sometimes I lost games because I saw too many dark cards, but like, that's a risk I was willing to take because it was a 2 deck format. Heck 5, just generic board wipe. Pretty good against Scions. They're all 7k. Kills Tidus in the mono water matchup. Fenrir 3, Earth Lightnings. One of Earth Lightning's few tutorable ways to actually kill Une if it resolves. It's also good against Shinryu in mono water, which I expected to see. So this card was like almost never dead, even though it's kind of restrictive. Heck 3, I always play 1 Heck 3 with Man in Black just because I can recur it, and sometimes it makes games non-games. I kind of did that against Mike Powell when we did the best of 1. I just pitched my whole hand to double heck him on mono wind and set him far behind. 2 MDs, doubling down on breaks on interaction. This has synergy with Man in Black, obviously. And the last card is Ramu. So I played this 3/7 for the mono water matchup. I felt like most people weren't playing Princess Sarah, and AK was a pretty important breakpoint to me. But if people weren't going to play it, I'm going to play this 3/7 that kills a monster and kills Glaciolo or Lightning and whatnot. And sometimes it helps you live with Man in Black. It stops 3 things from attacking you, basically. Going to the forward package, you basically only want to play value forwards that generate value if they stay alive. So 3 Robels, unconditional removal, 3 X Death once you get to mid to late game. This will win you the game. Just be careful not to remove them. 3 Chaos for the Chaos Arc combo. Knowing when to hold priority or when to pass priority when you play this card is really important, and it depends on the matchup. Like, some decks you want to let them give you a card, or sometimes you just want to kill their card to make them discard 2, which is super important. Fftcg was played for the Ice Lightning matchup. It's pretty much bad in every other matchup, but he was the hedge against Ice Lightning. 3 Sonons. This card can kill the baby Celes, can kill monsters, can kill Rydia. This card has just been very good. Like, as every set goes on, this card gets better, depending on the meta. Man in Black, this is the value generator. If you have Chaos on board, you can Man in Black get Arc, cast Arc for free, and every other summon in your deck is theoretically good. Gabranth gets your 1-offs. He's an EX. You'll get Fftcg. You can get Chaos. Shadow Lord, this card was played for Scions. It was not very good because I didn't see any Scions. The best part of this card was at damage 5, he makes your Arc cost 2. So like, that's actually really good. So we have 2 ways of not breaking. We can Cisne, discard Arc or Chaos, and we have Chadley to discard a card to search a lightning summon. So these are like the 2 ways we can try to unclog our hand. We also have this Ramza. This card's okay. It provides haste, pressure, and like a forward that they have to kill, and they might lose their own forward. The only problem is it's only 5k, so like Brynhilder, Warrior of Light kills it pretty fast. Then a lot of times you need to use your crystal to kill something, so like he doesn't come out, like he doesn't always get his effect. And if he's not played with his effect, he sucks. So I just played 1. You can also do cool things. If you EX Sonon, you can -5 him, +5 their guy, and then like when he dies, you can kill their problematic forward.
Damn, that's gross actually.
So I started with 3 and 3, and then it just was too inconsistent, so I went down to 1. Backup line. I've always played 5 crystal generators. I just feel like, I don't know the math, but it always seems okay. We're playing 1 Seymour for the Ridias. We only play 1 because you can get Ridia and Arc, so like you don't need 2 lightning ones. And I prefer to play Chadley as my flex backup slot to unclog myself. The Warlocks and the Ladies are used to make Xset cheaper, and they're searchers, so your backup line should be pretty consistent. And of course 2 Shantotos. Yeah, my worst matchup this weekend with this deck was Mono Lightning Chaos Arc. They did the same thing I was doing, but better. And I had Shantoto, so they could cast their Chaos for 0. And if I stuck of X-Death or Man in Black or Robo and they stole it, it was pretty disastrous. So that matchup was really hard. I think also this deck was teched not to fight water. There's if you want to tech it to fight water, you put more Ramus in to kill all the monsters. I was pretty worried about that matchup, and I thought it would always go to a coin flip because Chaos Arc would probably beat it, their other deck, and then I would lose against Mono Water, and I'd have to play Mono Water Mirror. But what I did this weekend was I always started with Chaos Arc, because if I played a multi-deck, that's really good. But if I play Mono Water first and I lose to the multicolor deck, my Chaos Arc will never get to fight the multicolor deck. So I'd always start with Chaos Arc to maximize the chance of fighting a multicolor deck, which paid off this weekend.
Nice.
Alright, so this is the second deck I played, Mono Water. As I said, I wanted to play 2 decks that beat Cat 6. And I felt like this deck did it pretty well in testing. It also kind of usually beats Cat 13, so I wanted like 2 anti-aggro decks, or decks that could beat aggro. That was my general strategy. I was probably doomed if I had to play someone with a win deck like Mike Powell. Like I felt like that was a bad matchup, deck to deck. But we can start with this water deck. So 2 Lena, 2 Lev. This is your comeback mechanic / win the game. At the end of the game or mid game. 3 Ash, probably the reason to play Mono Water because it kills everything and leaves behind a 9k. Lightning is for anti-aggro and things that you want to RFG, so you RFG Wolves, you RFG 5 CP Locks, like stuff that you don't want to see come back. Usually the Cat 6 deck likes to play 2 forwards before they do a super big pop-off with 5 CP Lock, so you can usually remove the 5 CP Lock. And if they ever do the super big pop-off, then you play your Shinryu for 2, which is a insane card in mono decks because it's super flexible, gives them all board wipes, and you have these free backups that you can get in case like nothing is going on. You can just play this and develop at the same time. Glaciella, since we lost Soldier, we need better forwards, and Mono Water doesn't have a lot of super great forwards besides, Ash. So Glaciella gives you kind of more removal. 3 Tidus. I was scared of control matchups. Like a lot of this stuff is reactive. If they do nothing, I might die, so I just played 3 Tidus, and my strategy was just to hit them. Sometimes there's a lot of forwards that say you must choose an opponent's forward, and your opponents don't always know every single line of text on their own card, and might misplay. So Tidus also gives you a chance for them to misplay. We got 2 Fiends. This is like another part of the mediocre water forwards, but once you get to damage 5, the Fiend really shines. Becomes a Minwoo, very big, brave, so you can attack. Realm combos well with Leviathan, Ash obviously, and you can use the crystals to get pressure. You can get Blue Worm or Sahagin Chief. So the monster package I'm playing is Blue Worm and Sahagin Chief. Blue Worm is really good with Realm. You can bounce it, it's 1 damage, draw a card. Hard to interact with monsters for every deck. Not every deck can do it. 2 Sahagin Chiefs for the long games. You can bounce your important pieces if they try to, kill one thing or the other. and you can reuse Ash, you know, reuse Realm, etc. Realm can pull it out. You might see I'm missing Tomberries. Like, that card is like super good in the mirror, and I was kind of worried about the mirror, but I was more worried about aggro, so some things had to go. I'd rather just play my, you know, my core package of kill stuff and attack them. Summon wise, I have 3 Atomos, decent removal. I play it probably more aggressive than other people. I like to spend my crystal on my Atomos rather than like save it for Glacielas, so I kind of aggressively use them. 3 6 CP levies just for EX bursts. Sometimes the recursion is nice, but people are always scared. It's like the threat. Kukulane, this card's insane. It turns off so many problematic forwards, you know, X-Death, Lightning, Man in Black. It's just very good, and it's an EX too. Magisa. The backups. So I think in this meta you want to play as little backups as you can. So I think I'm playing 13. Every turn you don't, like every time you brick or draw dead, it's very bad for you in the current meta because every card is so strong. So I tried to shave as much as possible. So I have 3 Seras. My targets are Gordon and Princess Sarah. I went with Princess Sarah. I know not everyone does it because I felt like AK took me out of the demon range and it was cheap. I would never play it if I saw someone playing a fire deck because if this got a modded and I couldn't play my Shinryus, my deck sucked. So I would never get it in a wall matchup or like a fire matchup unless they had less than 2 cards in hand and couldn't cast them on. You have the free guys. These are really good. You can curve out much faster than your opponent and start getting in with Tidus or Blue Worms and building board. Oracles, these are crystals for Atomos and Realm and Glaciella. I only went on 2 because, you know, I wanted to make room for the other stuff. Oracle is super good for me. I know some people don't like it, but being able to Shinryu and play an odd cost and your hand is really good, so you don't want to discard 1 card to play Waka, has been nuts. My teammate Eureka really pushed this card, Geomancer, and I liked it. Like, it was really relevant like every game. And if you ever draw it, you can just cycle it for 1 to look for action. So it's like never dead. Waka EX, that helps you dig. You can play this as a 2 CP backup turn 1, find other backups, etc. And Lopric can sometimes unclog you, and late game you can discard a card to, you know, tuck it, draw action, and then try to replace it with Alchemist because you have 4 backups at that point, hopefully. Yeah, that's the mono water list. So the mono water deck was actually much better this weekend because it was much better against all the aggro and mid-range decks. It was hard for them to both beat mono water and Chaos Arc. So like my mono water win was usually like my free win because it was good against, you know, Ice Lightning, Cat 13, and it was pretty much only bad against like wall and mono water mirrors. So I tried my best to dodge those, and I did for the most part.
So I know you mentioned it, but do you want to give anyone like any shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout outs to my teammates at TFE. They're the writers at the Crystarium. Occasionally we have articles. I don't write any of them. And a lot of my friends who've given me advice. There's probably too many to name. Okay. And you know, all the competitors too. Everyone I played was a pleasure to play with this whole weekend, and it was a pleasure to be at NAC this year.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, and we're signing off.
Thank you.